Good evening, guys. Welcome to the last class of APEC. Okay, at least your misery in geography will end here today. All right, but let's make it a productive session. We'll start off. Okay, so today's chapter is the rivers of India. The rivers of India. Fine. As I've already told you, rivers occupy a very important theme in UPSC Prelims exam. This particular chapter is not necessary for mains because mains में ऐसे questions नहीं आएंगे. But for prelims, at least 2 questions from Indian rivers usually shows up every year. So it's a very important theme for prelims exam. Okay. So we'll start off. The first is, before going into the rivers of India, you need to understand some basic terms. We'll start. All right. The first one is drainage basin. The first is drainage basin. If this is R, okay. Fine. So if I have to define drainage basin, it is the sum total of all areas. It is the sum total of all areas drained by a river and its tributaries. The sum total of all areas drained by a river and its tributaries. Okay. So in this case, look, the main river is R and the tributaries are R1, R2, R3 and R4. Okay. So in simple language, can I tell drainage basin is the sphere of influence of river R? That is the simple way of defining drainage basin. Drainage basins are sphere of influence of a river and its tributaries. That's another way of defining it. Sphere of influence of a river and its tributaries. Okay. The unit of measurement of drainage basin, the unit of measurement of drainage basin is known as catchment area. The unit of measurement of drainage basin is known as catchment area. Okay. This is the relationship between catchment area and drainage basin. This is pertinent to India. Different countries will have different ways of classifying a drainage basin, but this classification is specific to India. Okay. This is about the catchment area and the drainage basin. Now there is a term called watershed. Okay. Watershed are miniature versions of drainage basin. Watershed are miniature versions of drainage basin. It usually runs from 1000 to 5000 hectares. 1000 to 5000 hectares. Okay, but see, this is not a fixed figure. Every state will have its own watershed area. Okay, for example, Haryana, 500 hectares is itself a watershed. Okay, so every state will have different values. But what is common? They are smaller versions. They are smaller versions of drainage basins. So if I take in this particular drainage basin, if I take the catchment area of R1, this becomes the watershed. Okay, so watershed is a miniature versions of drainage basin. Okay, now two things. One, foreign authors use watershed synonymously with water divide. Okay, I will tell you what it is. The second is policy making. Also they use something called watershed. Okay, in policy making, have you heard integrated watershed development program? Okay, basically see, integrated watershed development program, whenever they use watershed in policy making, it involves focusing on three components. Okay, focusing on land. Could you just call that person? Someone? Yeah, thank you. Land, water and human resource. Okay, it is land, water and human resource. When they focus on all the three components in their development plan, then it is known as integrated watershed development planning. That is, they take one geological unit and in that geological unit they try to focus on these three components. Okay, this is the meaning of watershed in policy making. That is, for example, they will work on soil. Okay, how to improve soil fertility. Okay, how to improve agri productivity. This is on land. When it comes to water, let us say that they will start irrigation processes. Volume thoda zyada hai, echo ho raha hai, thoda. ठीक है? Irrigation processes. Okay, how to improve water conservation. All right, how to recharge aquifers. This is about water. Human resource. How to provide skill development. Okay, how to provide employment. So when they focus on all these components in a geographical region, okay, in one geographical region, when they focus on all these three, then it becomes integrated watershed development program. This was a separate program. It is now part of which program? IWDP is part of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Okay, it has three components. Okay, one is accelerated irrigation benefit program. Another is integrated watershed development program, and the third is per drop more crop. Per drop more crop means micro irrigation techniques. Getting it? Okay, so this is about watershed. Watershed is miniature versions of drainage basins. In policy making, it is one geographical region where they are concentrating on three components: land, water as well as human resource. Okay, now coming to the next term, water divide. The next term is water divide. some authors use watershed synonymously with water divide. Synonymously with water divide. Okay, but I'll tell you the difference. There is a difference. It is not the same. Alright, water divide is a topography. Water divide is a topography. Water divide is a topography that separates. Water divide is a topography that separates two different drainage basins. It's a topography that separates two different drainage basins. Okay, if I take this, okay, this is the water divide of India. Okay, now what is this? Aravallis. Aravalli separates what drainage basin from what drainage basin? Indus from Ganga. Are you seeing? It's a topography that separates two drainage basins. This is Vindhyas and Satpuras. This separates Himalayan rivers from peninsular rivers. This is Western Ghats. Western Ghats separates east flowing rivers with west flowing rivers. Okay, so this is the water divide of India. Okay, so some people say watershed is also water divide. It was a watershed movement in India. Green Revolution was a watershed movement in India. That means they are using it as a water divide. That is before Green Revolution, after Green Revolution. So that they use, alright. But don't get confused. In geography, when they say water divide, it is different from watershed. Okay, watershed are miniature versions of drainage basins, whereas water divide is a topography that separates two drainage basins. Okay, we'll move on. The next one. The last is drainage pattern. The last is drainage pattern. Drainage pattern. Geometrical configuration. Geometrical configuration of a drainage basin. Geometrical configuration of a drainage basin is drainage pattern. Geometrical configuration of a drainage basin is known as a drainage pattern. In other words, it is an aerial view of a drainage basin. In other words, it is an aerial view of a drainage basin. That is from top. If I look at the drainage basin, what shape it takes, that decides what type of drainage pattern we have. Okay. Example, dendritic, rectangular, trellis, radial, centripetal. These are the 5 different drainage patterns. I'll tell. The first is dendritic drainage pattern. Dendritic mainly forms in the young stage of any river. Okay, when it forms in the young stage of any river. It forms in the young stage of any river. The drainage shape is very irregular. The drainage shape is very irregular. It is very irregular because of the constant shifting of the river channel. Okay, because of the constant shifting of the river channel. Why? Because it has too much of energy. Okay, because it has too much of energy, it constantly keeps shifting. Okay, example, Ganga in its mountains. Ganga in its mountain. The second is rectangular drainage pattern. Here, the primary tributaries have to join the river at right angles. The primary tributaries have to join a river at right angles. Primary tributaries have to join the river at right angles. Okay, such patterns develop in areas. Such patterns develop in areas which have dense network of faults. Which has dense network of faults. I have told you what is faults. Which has dense network of faults. Okay. Usually when, you know what is a fault, right? Usually when the displacement takes place, let us say there are a number of displacement, the displacement will always be like this. It will always be at right angles. Okay. So these rifts that are created because of the fault will dictate the river channel. So what happens, the river channel will also join in 90 degrees. Okay. That's why rectangular usually forms with dense network of faults. In India, genuine or truly speaking, there is no rectangular drainage pattern. Okay, but several textbooks give Ganga and Yamuna as an example, so you can write it down. Okay, but they are not truly rectangular patterns, but you can write Ganga and Yamuna joining at Prayagraj. Joining at Prayagraj. Okay. The next one is trellis drainage pattern. Trellis 1. Secondary tributaries joining the primary tributaries. Secondary tributaries joining the primary tributaries at right angles. Secondary tributaries joining the primary tributaries at right angles, or smaller streams joining the main river at right angles. Smaller streams or smaller streams joining the main river at right angles. Okay, look at this. These are secondary tributaries. Okay, secondary tributaries are joining the primary tributaries at right angles, or you can take a smaller stream. This smaller stream can join the main tributary at right angles. Either ways, it is known as trellis drainage pattern. Example is Indus, the tributaries of Indus between. Example is the tributaries of Indus between Ladakh and Zaskar. The tributary of Indus between Ladakh and Zaskar. Okay, they are, you can write a couple of them: Shyok, Aster, Nubru. Shyok, Aster and Nubru. Okay. The next one, the next is radial drainage pattern. If more than one river rises from a common peak, if more than one river rises from a common peak, more than one river rises from a common peak, it becomes radial drainage pattern. It becomes radial drainage pattern. Example, very good, Amarkantak. What all rivers? No, not Damodar. Narmada, Son, Johilla. Narmada, Son and Johilla. Okay. There is another example, Nandidurg. Nandidurg, you have Penneru, Palar, Ponnayar. Okay, these are the three rivers. This is Nandidurg peak. This is in Madhya Pradesh and this is in Karnataka. Okay, fine. The last one, the last is centripetal drainage pattern. Centripetal drainage pattern, also known as inland drainage pattern. Inland drainage pattern. Inland drainage pattern. See, here the river will not reach the ocean. Okay, the river will end its journey inside the land itself. Okay, the river will end the journey inside the land itself. So when it ends the journey inside the land, it always creates swamps. Okay, when it ends the journey inside the land, it always creates swamps. Okay. Example, the most prominent example in India is, very good. Okay, this is the Kutch part here. Alright, this is Luni river. And what is this called? Run of Kutch. Run of Kutch is a swampy area. Where is Okavango swamps? Okavango swamps, not in India. In world mapping I had given this name. Okay, that is an example of centripetal drainage. Okay, Okavango swamps in Africa. Okay, or you can also take Lake Eyre, EYRE, Lake Eyre in Australia. Both are examples of inland drainage. Okay, so this is the basics of rivers. Alright, so we are done with drainage basin, catchment area, watershed, water divide and drainage pattern. Now let us look at the rivers of India. Rivers of India. Hmm.
If the water ends up in a lake,
Hmm.
is it considered inland narration?
It usually isn't a lake, it becomes swampy. Okay, and yes, it is considered inland. If it does not go to the ocean, it is considered inland. You have Himalayan rivers, peninsular rivers. Himalayan, you are seeing 4 different drainage system or river system. Indus, Ganga, within Ganga comes Yamuna. So we are going to see Yamuna there only. Next comes Brahmaputra, the fourth comes Barak. Here you have South Indian rivers, which is west flowing as well as east flowing. Dominant are east flowing, and then comes the East Indian rivers. These are very, very important from UPSC perspective. Okay, fine. Shall we go on? One by one we'll start solving it. The first is Indus river system. The first is Indus river system. Indus river system. Can you start? Okay, start off with Indus River. Start off with Indus. Indus rises in Manasa Sarovar Lake. Indus rises in Manasa Sarovar Lake, Kailash Range. Manasa Sarovar Lake, Kailash Range. In India, it flows between Ladakh and Zaskar. In India, it flows between Ladakh and Zaskar. Between these ranges, important tributaries are. Shok, Ashtar, Gilgit, Nubru, Hunza, Dras. Shok, Ashtar, Gilgit, Nubru, Hunza and Dras. Okay. In Tibet, it is known as Singhe Kambab. In Tibet, it is known as not kebab, it is Singhe Kambab. Okay. The next is Jhelum. Rises in Verinag. Kashmir Valley. Kishan Ganga is an important tributary. Flows parallel to Pir Panjal range. Okay. Mangala Dam. Okay, Mangala Dam is on Jhelum. The next is Chenab. Formed by the confluence of Chandra and Baga. In Dauladar range. Baralacha Pass. Which is the longest tributary of Indus? Chenab. Okay, the longest tributary of Indus is Chenab. Okay. It carries the water of all the three. See, it carries the water of Ravi, carries the water of Sutlej, carries the water of Jhelum, and then goes into Indus. In 2020, they had given a question on this. The answer key given is Sutlej, and it is wrong. Okay, Sutlej will not carry all the waters. It is actually the Chenab that carries all the water. In NCERT only they have given Chenab is the longest tributary. Okay, and there in the answer key they have given it wrong. Alright, it is Chenab that carries Sutlej, Ravi and Jhelum waters and enters Indus.
How is that decided?
Which one?
How is this decided that which river is carrying?
No, the last journey. See, look at this. The Jhelum is joining here. Okay. It depends on the confluences. Okay, where the river will confluence. Okay. So those rivers are confluencing to the main Chenab as a main river. Okay. So river channel पे depend करता है ना. Chenab will have its own river channel. Jhelum will have its own river channel. Got it?
Vyas will join Satluj
Yes.
and it will ultimately join Chenab. Satluj will join Chenab.
I'll come to that. Don't confuse them. Okay, relax. So Chenab, we are talking about Chenab. Chenab is the longest tributary of Indus. That is one. The second is it carries the waters of Satluj, Ravi, and Jhelum and goes into Indus. Okay, stay there. That is enough. That is Chenab. The next is Ravi. The next is Ravi. The next is Ravi. Chenab. The dam in Chenab is Rattle. R-A-T-L-E. The dam in Chenab is Rattle Dam. Correct कर लो, ठीक है? It is given in NCERT, so I don't want to argue. All right. The next one. The next is Ravi. The next is Ravi. Ravi rises. Ravi rises. Ravi rises in Rohtang Pass. Ravi rises in Rohtang Pass, Kulu Hills. Rohtang Pass, Kulu Hills. Rohtang Pass, Kulu Hills, Himachal Pradesh. Okay. Bias. Sorry, just add one more thing. It cuts a gorge. Ravi cuts a gorge. Ravi cuts a gorge at Dauladar. Ravi cuts a gorge at Dauladar. It cuts a gorge at Dauladar. Okay. Next point. Bias. The next is Bias. Rises in Bias Kund. Bias rises in Bias Kund. Bias Kund. Near Rohtang Pass. Near Rohtang Pass, Himachal Pradesh. Okay. So to your question, Bias joins Satluj. Bias joins Satluj. Bias joins Satluj at Arike in Punjab. Bias joins Satluj at Arike in Punjab. Okay, so it takes birth in India, it finishes its journey also in India. Okay, next. From Arike, the water is diverted into Marustali, known as Indira Gandhi Canal. From Arike, the water is diverted into Marustali, which is known as Indira Gandhi Canal. Okay. Are you seeing the importance of physical settings here? Ladakh, Zaskar, Dauladar, Rohtang Pass. I have been using these terms. Okay. If you try to study rivers directly without studying the physical features of India, it becomes cramming up, literature, and you will not be able to do it. You will feel what is it, so much of hectic and so much of facts. So please don't do this directly. Okay. You should be very well versed within physical settings. After that, you overlap rivers. It is a piece of cake for you. Because when I tell, let us say Indus rises in Mansa Sarovar, enters India, flows between Ladakh and Zaskar, you should be able to visualize that exactly in India where it is happening. If you can do that, it becomes very, very easy. If you can't visualize, then you are just by-arting the verbatim and it will never work. Okay. So please, hence the emphasis on physical settings. Okay. So this is the next one. Satluj. The last is Satluj. The last is Satluj. Rises in Rakas Lake. Rises in Rakas Lake. Rises in Rakas Lake, Kailash Range. Rakas Lake, Kailash Range. Enters Himachal Pradesh. Enters Himachal Pradesh through a pass called, very good, Shipkila Pass. enters Himachal Pradesh through a pass called Shipkila Pass. On entering, it receives water from two streams. It receives water from two streams. Spiti and Parachu. It receives water from two streams, Spiti and Parachu. Okay. Let me complete. Okay. Spiti and Parachu.
Isn't there a valley called Spiti?
Yes, that is where Spiti river forms. Okay. I'll let me finish everything. Okay. Don't worry, I can understand this thing. I'll lose the flow. Shipkila Pass. Okay. It enters the pass called Shipkila Pass. Two streams comes and join these Sutlej, that is Spiti and Parachu. Okay. Then Sutlej forms a water boundary. Sutlej forms a water boundary between India and Pakistan. Sutlej forms a water boundary between India and Pakistan from Firozpur to Fazilka. It forms a water boundary between India and Pakistan from Firozpur to Fazilka. Okay. Your answer, Bakranangal Dam. Okay. Sutlej as Bakranangal Dam. Okay. Just add one more, Bias as Pong Dam. Pong. Bias as Pong Dam. Okay. This completes the Indus River system. Just take 2 minutes and glance through all the names. Don't worry about by hearting it. Familiarize with the names. Dekh lo, whichever I can remember, I'll tell. I will not tell on every river. Okay, whichever I feel important, I'll tell those dams. Okay. So you people know what is Indus Water Treaty 1960? Correct? So according to Indus Water Treaty 1960, which was brokered by World Bank, these 6 rivers are divided into West rivers, East rivers. East rivers are these 3, Ravi, Bias and Sutlej. This is exclusively for India's use, whereas the Indus, Jhelum and Chenab is used for Pakistan. But out of these 3, India can use 20% of the water of these rivers for its own irrigation, drinking water and other purposes. Plus, India can also construct run-of-the-river dams. Okay, run-of-the-river dams does not have huge reservoirs, so it will not take up too much of water storage. Hence, you can construct run-of-the-river dams. Okay, so that is Indus Water Treaty of 1960. Go through the names. 2 minutes. This is Chenab. familiarize, don't try to memorize. Okay. Done? Okay. Let us start with the next drainage system, that is Ganga drainage system or Ganga river system. Ganga in mountains, Ganga in plains. That is, if I take this as Haridwar, okay, if I take this as Haridwar, anything on upper side of Haridwar is Ganga in mountains, anything post Haridwar is Ganga in plains. Okay. Now let us see Ganga in mountains first. Ganga in mountains. This is Ganga in mountains. You have heard about the Panchaprayags, correct? These are the Panchaprayags. Prayag are places of confluence. Prayags are places of confluence. Come again? So we have Satapan glacier from where Vishnu Ganga and Dhauli Ganga comes. It joins Alakananda at Vishnu Prayag. Okay. Then you have Nanda Gungati glacier where you have river Nandakini. It joins Alakananda at Nanda Prayag. Okay. Then you have Nanda Devi glacier from where you get river Pindar. It joins Alakananda at Karna Prayag. Charbari glacier, Mandakini river. It joins near Rudraprayag. And finally you have Gangotri glacier where river Bhagirathi rises. When Alakananda meets Bhagirathi, then you call it as Ganga. Okay, when Alakananda meets Bhagirathi, that's why I marked like this. Okay, from this point, from Devaprayag onwards, you call it as Ganga. Okay, Alakananda has to meet Bhagirathi. Okay, when this Bhagirathi, Alakananda, this is the Alakananda river, right? This Alakananda, it meets all these rivers at different confluences, and at Devaprayag it meets Bhagirathi. At that point onwards, when Alakananda meets Bhagirathi, it is known as Ganga. Okay, and on Bhagirathi there is a important dam, Teri Dam. This is the Panchaprayags in the mountains. See, this line is Haridwar. So we are talking about it in the mountains. What is happening in the mountains? Where is all this glacier, all these rivers, where is it? Which state? Uttarakhand. Okay, all these places are places of pilgrimage. That's why it's known as Dharma Bhumi or Deva Bhumi. Okay. Satopant. I think this is the one you're talking. Okay. This only. The spelling is here and there. I think this is the one you're talking about. Okay. See, minute tweaks you make it. Okay. We are not here to do it precisely. Alright, don't worry about it. ठीक है ठीक है just right, no problem. Vishnu Prayag flows over Joshimath. Okay, Joshimath is a place in Uttarakhand. Okay. Done with this? Ganga over mountains. Okay, the next is Ganga in plains. The next is Ganga in plains. The next is Ganga in plains. This is Yamuna and this is Ganga. These are the tributaries of Ganga in plains. Tributaries of Ganga in plains. Oh, sorry. That is Yamuna. Okay, that is Ganga and Yamuna. Okay. Okay, I'll put this as 8. Let me put it as 8. Sorry? Gaggara, yeah, Gagra, correct. GHA, GA. Gagra. Okay, write down. First, Ram Ganga. The first is Ram Ganga. The first is Ram Ganga. Rises in Garhwal district. Rises in Garhwal district of Uttarakhand. Rises in Garhwal district of Uttarakhand. South of Nanda Devi. South of Nanda Devi. South of Nanda Devi. Second, Gomti. Second is Gomti. Rises in Gomti Tal. Rises in Gomti Tal. Near Pilibhit, Uttar Pradesh. It's Pilibhit, right? Pilibhit. Okay. Pilibhit, Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Next, Gagra. Correct? It pronounced as Gagra. Gagra. Okay, Gagra. Gagra. Rises in Gurla Mandata Peak. Gagra rises in Gurla Mandata Peak. rises in Gurla Mandata Peak. Gurla Mandata Peak, south of Mount Everest. South of Mount Everest. Important tributaries are Kali, Rapti and Saryu. Kali, Rapti and Saryu. Okay, this Kali rises from a glacier called Milam Glacier. It rises from a glacier called Milam Glacier. Okay. The next is Gandak. Rises near Tibet-Nepal border. Rises near Tibet-Nepal border. The last is Kosi. Formed by the confluence of seven streams. Known as Sapta Kosi. In Mahabharat range. Okay, known as Sorrow of Bihar. The next one, sixth is Son. Sixth is river Son. Rises in Amarkantak. Flows northwards. Comma, takes a rightward bend near Kaimur Hills. Kaimur, K-A-I-M-U-R, Kaimur Hills, and joins Ganga near Patna. Okay, important tributaries. Rihand, Johilla, and North Koyal. K-O-E-L, Koyal. Sorry? Three. Rihand, okay? Johilla, 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 and North Koyal. See, on Rihand is a very famous dam. What is that? Gobind Ballapant Sagar Dam. On Rihand you have Gobind Ballapant Sagar Dam. Okay, that is river Son. The next is river Damodar. Now look, before you look at Damodar, just look at Ganga. Ganga is in blue. Okay, so the Ganga rose in the mountains, came to Haridwar, started its journey in the plains up to Murshidabad. Okay, at Murshidabad you have Farakka barrage. Okay, why is that barrage created? To divert some waters of Ganga towards Kolkata. Otherwise, Kolkata port will not be functional. Kolkata port will be highly silted. Okay, to make sure that the silt is flushed out, they divert some amount of Ganga into the Kolkata port, that is towards Kolkata port. That is known as Hooghly river. You're getting it? Otherwise, the Ganga flows like this. It flows into Bangladesh. At Murshidabad, they divert a little bit of water towards Kolkata, and that is known as Hooghly river. Okay, so Damodar does not join Ganga directly; it joins Hooghly. Okay, it joins Hooghly. Okay. So let us do Damodar. Okay, Damodar. Okay, this entire thing is known as Damodar drainage basin. Okay, the entire thing is known as Damodar drainage basin. Damodar is known as sorrow of Bengal. Why? Because of the floods. Now tell me, there are three important reasons why Damodar creates floods. It creates floods in Bengal. Okay, Bengal mein Burdwan and Bankura districts, they are the main ones that are affected by floods of Damodar. Three important reasons are there. Tell me the reasons. I mean, if you can guess. What may be the reasons?
Changes its course every year.
Why? It is not in a mountain. What? Very good. What is Jharkhand? Jharkhand is a mountain plateau or a plain? It is a plateau. What is this? It is a plain. So it is going from high altitude to low altitude. So look at the gradient. Okay? Because of the slope gradient, the energy increases. That is the first reason. Okay, because of the slope gradient from plateau, it enters the plains, so it is taking a leap. Alright, so the energy increases. The next reason, what do they do in Jharkhand? What is the main occupation? Mining. So obviously mining means the sediments are loose, so Damodar will carry excess of sediments. Okay. The third is, look at the catchment area. Is the catchment area uniform? What is happening when it goes towards Bengal? What happens to the catchment area? It is bottlenecking or it is narrowing. Okay, when it narrows, obviously again the push from behind is more. So three reasons why it becomes the sorrow of Bengal. The one is the topography, that is it travels from the plateau to the plains, hence it carries excess of energy. The second is excess of sediments because of mining activities. And the third is the natural drainage is bottlenecking. Okay, the natural drainage is bottlenecking. So this was a problem even during the colonial times. So for the first time in independent India, for the very first time in independent India, there was regional planning. What do you mean by regional planning? If you discard political boundaries and if you plan on the basis of geographical boundaries, then it becomes regional planning. Okay, that is, look, there was an organization called Damodar Valley Corporation. Okay, Damodar Valley Corporation was created in 1948. Okay, and it took up the first regional planning in India. Okay, it took up the first regional planning in India. Okay, why am I calling it regional? Because it is considering the entire drainage basin of Damodar. It is not seeing whether it is in Jharkhand or it is in West Bengal. When you consider the entire geographical area, it becomes regional planning. Okay, so initially they had plans to build 8 dams. Okay, they had plans to build 8 multi-purpose dams. However, they could only build 4. Okay, they could only build 4 out of 8. And those 4 dams are 1, Tilaya and Maitan. Okay, the one is Tilaya, the second is Maitan. These two are in Barakar river. Tilaya and Maitan in Barakar. Konar in river Konar. And Panchet in river Damodar. Panchet in river Damodar. Okay. Why are they building this? They are building this in order to reduce the sorrow of Bengal. Okay, but what is the main purpose of building a dam? The main purpose is to regulate the flow of water. Man controlling river is the main reason they want to build a dam. Hence, when you build a dam, reservoir comes up. When you build a dam, reservoir comes up. Because of reservoir, you start aquaculture, you start tourism, you start shipping, you start fishing. All these things come. Then it becomes multi-purpose. But the main essence of building a dam is to regulate the flow of river. Okay, so this is about Damodar. Come again? Durgapur barrage. Barrage is very small versions, and barrage will usually not have reservoirs. Okay. Not, yes, you can produce. You can produce. Alright, so this is about Damodar. The last river is Yamuna. The last river of Ganga is, the tributary of Ganga is Yamuna. Come again? Huh? India? I'm not. India-Bangladesh Water Treaty. Yes. See, it depends upon. You mean the Faraka Barrage sharing agreement? I don't remember the specificities. Look at it. Okay. During monsoons, post monsoons, if there is surplus monsoons and deficit of monsoons, there is some sharing percentages of river, the Ganga river in the Faraka barrage, the diversion of water. Okay, that distribution is there. I don't remember the percentages. Have a look of it. Okay, so they have given different probabilities in different eventualities. Whenever there is surplus, what will happen? Whenever there is deficit, what will happen? And in that treaty, whatever is signed, the Bangladesh is looking to amend the treaty. Okay, that is the issue that is happening. But I don't remember the exact numbers. Look at it. Okay, all right.
Sir, there are only two right bank tributaries to Ganga, right? Only Yamuna and Son.
Yamuna, Son, and you can say Damodar also. Okay, that is all. No problem. All right. So Hooghly is also part of Ganga, so you can tell that. But yes, if you take it that way, see, whenever it is like that, they will not ask you like that. Don't worry. Okay, you don't have to know so much of details. All right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The difference between paper being set by UPSC and the difference the paper being set by an institute paper. The reason why you are so engrossed about the trap. What if they ask 3 and there is Hooghly river, and what if UPSC considers that Hooghly is not Ganga? They don't play like that. Got it? The next is Yamuna. Okay, the next is Yamuna. Rises in Bandeir Punch Peak. Rises in Bandeir Punch Peak, Yamunotri Glacier. Bandeir Punch Peak, Yamunotri Glacier. In the mountains, Tons is an important tributary. In the mountains, Tons is an important tributary. Tons is an important tributary. Joins Ganga at Prayag. Joins Ganga at Prayag. Joins Ganga at Prayag. Yamuna as dominant right bank tributaries. Yamuna as dominant right bank tributaries. Okay, they are A, B, C, D. Okay, they are A, Chambal, B, Sindh, C, Betwa, D, Ken. Yamuna as dominant right bank tributaries, Chambal, Sindh, Betwa and Ken. Okay. Write one line about these. Chambal. Write about the first one. Chambal. Chambal. Rises in Janapao Hills. Rises in Janapao Hills. Janapao. Janapao Hills. Janapao Hills. Near MHOW. Near MHOW. Military headquarters of war. Yes. Important tributaries. Important tributaries. Banas, Parbati, Banas, Parbati and Kali Sindh. Banas, Parbati and Kali Sindh. Important dams. Important dams. Jawahar Sagar, Gandhi Sagar and Rana Pratap Sagar. Jawahar Sagar, Gandhi Sagar and Rana Pratap Sagar. The next one, Sindh. The next is Sindh. Rises in Vidisha Plateau of Madhya Pradesh. Rises in Vidisha Plateau of Madhya Pradesh. Betwa. Betwa rises near Bhopal district. Betwa rises near Bhopal district. Dasan is an important tributary. Dhasan. Dasan is an important tributary. Rajghat Dam. Rajghat Dam. The last is Ken.
What's that?
It's on Betwa, Rajghat Dam. The next is Ken. Rises in Barner Range. Rises in Barner Range. Barner. Barner Range. Okay. So this completes the Gangetic river system. All right. Fine. Let us move to the next one. We are done with Ganga. The next is Brahmaputra river system. This is 1 Dibang, 2 Lohit and 3 Dansiri. I should have drawn a little big, that's what I was thinking. I wanted to add Barak here only, but anyways, draw it. I'll put in another diagram there. Okay, Dibang, Lohit, Dansiri, Kopili. And the right bank tributaries are Subansiri, Kameng, Manas, Tista. I'll tell Barak. Barak is nothing to do with Brahmaputra. It's different. Start. Brahmaputra rises in Chamayungdang Glacier. It rises in Chamayungdang Glacier, Kailash Range. Chamayungdang Glacier, Kailash Range. Known as Sangpo in Tibet. Known as Sangpo in Tibet. Sangpo in Tibet. Enters India through a gorge called Dihang Gorge. Enters India through a gorge called Dihang Gorge. See, the place where it enters India through this gorge, they call Brahmaputra itself as Dihang. Okay, few textbooks give Dihang also as tributary of Brahmaputra, so you can take it either ways. Okay, such errors will always be there. So if they give you as tributary of Brahmaputra also, you take it. All right, but in reality, when it enters Dihang Gorge, that Brahmaputra itself is known as Dihang. Okay, so it enters the Dihang Gorge, enters the plains, and flows from Sadia to Dubri before entering Bangladesh. Sadia to Dubri before entering Bangladesh. Okay, this stretch Sadia to Dubri is the national waterway 2. Sadia to Dubri is the national waterway 2. Okay, two rivers you should know. Kopili. Okay, Kopili is in news. Kopili rises in Shillong Plateau. Kopili rises in Shillong Plateau. Rises in Shillong Plateau. The river is polluted. Because of illegal mining or rat hole mining. Because of illegal mining or rat hole mining. Okay. Next, another river is Teesta. Teesta rises in Zemu Glacier. Teesta rises in Zemu Glacier. Zemu Glacier. South of Kanchenjunga. South of Kanchenjunga. Joins Brahmaputra in Bangladesh. Joins Brahmaputra in Bangladesh. Okay, so this is the Brahmaputra river system. The last is Barak river system. I should have added it here, but anyways, it is same. Okay. The next is Barak river system. Barak river system. This is Barak. This is Turial. Barak river system. It's a small one. Rises in Manipur state. Rises in Manipur state. Rises in Manipur state. Flows from Manipur. Mizoram, Assam, and then into Bangladesh. Manipur, Mizoram, Assam, and then into Bangladesh. In Bangladesh it is known as Surma. In Bangladesh it is known as Surma. Important tributaries. Sonai, Sangla, Daleshwari, and Turial. Important tributaries: Sonai, Sangla, Daleshwari, and Turial. Okay, the stretch from Lakhimpur to Banga. The stretch from Lakhimpur to Banga. The stretch from Lakhimpur to Banga is declared as National Waterway 6. The stretch from Lakhimpur to Banga is declared as National Waterway 6. Okay, that's all. This is about the Barak river system. Okay, so we are done with the Himalayan river system. Clear? We are going into the peninsular rivers. Okay, peninsular rivers, let us first finish the East Indian river system. Let us finish the East Indian river system. Okay. East Indian rivers. One, you have Damodar, which we have already done. Two, you have Mahanadi. And three, you have rivers of Odisha. Okay, we have rivers of Odisha. So Damodar is done. Let us go to Mahanadi. Mahanadi takes birth in Raipur of Chhattisgarh. Takes birth in Raipur of Chhattisgarh. Raipur of Chhattisgarh. But majority of its drainage basin. is in Odisha. Majority of its drainage basin is in Odisha. Hirakud Dam. Important dam is Hirakud Dam. Okay, these are the tributaries of Mahanadi. Ib, Mand, Asdo, Sionath. These are all names of tribes. Okay, names of tribes in Odisha. Ib, Mand, Asdo, Sionath, Ong, Jonk and Tel. Liklo. At the end I will correct. Okay, don't worry. Ib, Mand, Asdo, Sionath, Ong, Jonk and Tel. Okay, so this is about the Mahanadi river. The last one, the rivers of Odisha. The rivers of Odisha. Okay, these are the drainage basins. The drainage basins of rivers of Odisha. Drainage basins of the rivers of Odisha. Buddha Balanga, Baitarani, Brahmani, Mahanadi, Rushikulya, Vamsadhara, Nagavali, Sabari and Indravati. Can we start? Okay, the first one, Buddha Balanga. Buddha Balanga rises in Mayurbhanj district. Buddha Balanga rises in Mayurbhanj district. Rises in Mayurbhanj district. Next, Baitarni rises in Gupta Ganga Hills. Baitarni rises in Gupta Ganga Hills, Keonjhar district. Gupta Ganga Hills, Keonjhar district. Keonjhar district. What is Mayurbhanj and Keonjhar famous for? Iron ore reserves. Okay, largest iron ore reserves of Odisha. Okay. Anyways, next, Brahmani. The next is Brahmani. Two rivers confluence to form Brahmani, that is Sank and South Koyal. Sank and South Koyal. Sank and South Koyal join at Rourkela. Sank and South Koyal join at Rourkela to form Brahmani. Okay, next, we have anyway spoken about Mahanadi. Okay, what you should know is Mahanadi, Brahmani and Baitarni forms a common delta. Mahanadi, Brahmani and Baitarni form a common delta. They form a common delta. Next is Rushikulya. The next is Rushikulya. Rises in Daringbadi Hills. Rises in Daringbadi Hills. Remember, Kashmir of Odisha. I had spoken about this. Okay, Daringbadi Hills. Daringbadi. Daringbadi Hills. From Odisha, it enters directly into Bay of Bengal. From Odisha, it enters directly into Bay of Bengal. Okay, just look at this. All the four rivers, okay, all the four rivers take birth in one district, and the district is Kalahandi. Are you getting this? All Vamsadhara, Nagavali, Indravati, Sabari. All the four take birth in Kalahandi. Remember KBK, Kalahandi, Bolangir and Koraput. Okay. I will tell one by one. I just told you that that's the commonality. All these rivers take birth in Kalahandi. Okay. All the rivers take birth in Eastern Ghats. All the four rivers take birth in Eastern Ghats. Kalahandi district, Odisha, physiographically speaking, it is Eastern Ghats. I'll tell you the flow. Okay, this is the commonality. Kalahandi and Eastern Ghats. Okay, Vamsadhara flows between Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. Vamsadhara flows between Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. Moves over Kalingapattinam. Vamsadhara moves over Kalingapattinam in Andhra Pradesh. That is, it passes through it. It passes through Kalingapattinam in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, next, Nagavali. Nagavali. It also moves from Odisha to Andhra Pradesh. From Odisha to Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Both Vamsadhara and Nagavali will debouch after going to Andhra Pradesh. Both will enter Bay of Bengal. Okay, they will debouch into Bay of Bengal. but Rushikulia is not entering Andhra Pradesh. Okay, it takes birth in Odisha and goes up directly into Bay of Bengal. Okay, the next one. Again, Sabari. Okay, Sabari. Odisha and Chhattisgarh. It flows through Odisha and Chhattisgarh. Odisha and Chhattisgarh. Indravati. See, some textbooks also give Indravati rises in Dandakaranya Plateau. Okay, Indravati rises in Dandakaranya Plateau. That also is right. The reason is Kalahandi is a part of Dandakaranya Plateau. So if they give Eastern Ghats also you put it right. If they put Dandakaranya Plateau also you put it right. Don't argue. Okay, it doesn't matter. Indravati rises in Dandakaranya Plateau, Kalahandi district. Okay, flows between Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Chhattisgarh and Maharashtra. Flows between Odisha, Chhattisgarh and Maharashtra. Odisha, Chhattisgarh and Maharashtra. Both Sabari and Indravati are tributaries of Godavari. Sabari and Indravati are tributaries of Godavari. Okay, fine, whatever. I'll just finish it off. I will finish, that flow will go off, that's why. Let's finish off the rivers, almost done. Okay, another 15-20 minutes will be done. Okay, the next one. So this is the East Indian rivers. The rivers of East India are done. Okay, alright, then the next is the last one, South Indian rivers. The last is South Indian rivers. I'll let go of the class. Okay. South Indian rivers. No, I have to do something in Indian mapping. Remember, they'll ask you a question like from Kohima to Kottayam, if you walk, how many states you will pass through? If I draw a line from Delhi to something, what all states come? So I'll teach you a trick there. Very easy it is. But anyways, after that I'll end it. Okay. The next is South Indian rivers. South Indian rivers. So first let us do east flowing, because east flowing is the dominant one. Let us finish east flowing rivers. East flowing rivers. The first dominant one is Godavari. The first dominant one is Godavari. Rises in Trimbakeshwar Plateau. Rises in Trimbakeshwar Plateau. Rises in Trimbakeshwar Plateau. Today it will not go till 8 o'clock, so don't worry. Okay, it will end early, so be a little focused. Alright, I'll leave you early so you can go back home and relax, but be a little focused. Godavari rises in Trimbakeshwar Plateau, known as Dakshin Ganga. Known as Dakshin Ganga because of its large drainage basin. Known as Dakshin Ganga because of its large drainage basin. Two important dams are Shri Ram Sagar and Nizam Sagar Dam. Shri Ram Sagar and Nizam Sagar Dam. Important tributaries. Important tributaries are dominantly left bank. Important tributaries are dominantly left bank. What are they? Don't write off what are they. Okay, so this is Godavari. The next one is Krishna. The next is Krishna. Rises in Mahabaleshwar. Rises in Mahabaleshwar peak, northern Sayadris. Rises in Mahabaleshwar peak, northern Sayadris. This peak is famous for viticulture. Okay, Krishna Valley or the peak, the Mahabaleshwar peak is famous for viticulture. This is the tributaries. Write the important dams. Important dams are Almaty Dam, Almaty, A-L-M-A-T-T-I, Almaty Dam, that's in Karnataka, find it out. Almaty Dam, Sri Sailam Dam, Sri Sailam, S-R-I-S-A-I-L-A-M, Sri Sailam Dam, Nagarjuna Sagar Dam, Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. Important tributaries are okay. Of Bhima. It's a tributary of Bhima. Koyna is not a tributary of Krishna. Done? This is Krishna. The next one, Kaveri. If you want, Bhima rises in Mathiran Hills. Bhima rises in Mathiran Hills, and important tributary is Koyna. If we keep going, we'll keep going. Okay? We have to draw a line somewhere. So I am drawing it here. So yes, that's what I told. Anyways, this is about Krishna. So let's go to the next one, Kaveri. Next one is Kaveri. Rises in Brahmagiri range. Rises in Brahmagiri range. Brahmagiri range. Talakaveri peak. Brahmagiri range. Talakaveri peak. Talakaveri peak. In Karnataka, Western Ghats, Karnataka. Western Ghats of Karnataka. Krishnarajasagara Dam. Krishnarajasagara Dam. KRS. Krishnarajasagara Dam. And Amaravati Dam. Amaravati Dam. Okay. Important tributaries are Lakshman Tirtha, Kabini, Suvarnavati, got it? Done? All right. The next is Nandidurg rivers. The next is Nandidurg rivers. This is India. Okay. This is where you have Nandi Hills. Okay, or Nandidurg Hills. Nandidurg Hills. Okay, from here comes three rivers: Penneru, Palar, Ponnayar. Penneru, Palar and Ponnayar. Okay, see, this is between Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. This flows between Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. This flows between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Okay, Penneru is the only river flowing in Rayalaseema. Penneru is the only river flowing in Rayalaseema. Remember Rayalaseema? Anantapur, Chittor, Kurnool and Kadapa. These four together forms Rayalaseema. This is the only river. Okay, next Palar flows through Kanchipuram. Palar flows through Kanchipuram. Okay, the next is Ponnayar. It flows through Kadalur. It flows through Kadalur. You will research it. Okay, write anything. Spelling. Flows through Kadalur. Got it? The last east flowing river is Vaigai. The last east flowing river is Vaigai. The southernmost east flowing river is Vaigai. Vaigai. Spelling, you will obviously go back and you will research on this. Okay. Vaigai rises in Palani Hills. Rises in Palani Hills of Tamil Nadu. Palani Hills of Tamil Nadu. Okay, flows through Madurai, flows through Madurai, flows through Madurai and enters Park Strait. Enters Park Strait. This ends the dominant east flowing rivers of South India. Okay, the last and the very easy ones are the west flowing rivers of South India. Let's go to the west flowing rivers of South India. We are done with this. The remaining last is west flowing rivers. Okay, the dominant ones. First one, Narmada. The dominant ones are 1. Narmada. Narmada rises in Amarkantak. Rises in Amarkantak. Important tributaries: Iran and Kolar. important tributaries Iran and Kolar. Important dams. Important dams Indira Sagar and Sardar Sarovar Sagar. Indira Sagar and Sardar Sarovar Sagar. Flows through Bharuch district of Gujarat. Bharuch district of Gujarat. Okay, debouches into Gulf of Kambat. Debouches into Gulf of Kambat or Cambay, both are same. Gulf of Kambat or Gulf of Cambay. The next one, Tapi. The next is Tapi. Rises in Beetul district of Madhya Pradesh. Rises in Beetul district of Madhya Pradesh. Beetul district of Madhya Pradesh. Important tributary is Purna river. Important tributary is Purna river. Purna river. Ukai Dam, UKAI, Ukai Dam. Ukai Dam. Flows through Surat. Flows through Surat. Flows through Surat. Surat. Debouches into Gulf of Kambat. Debouches into Gulf of Kambat. Sabarmati. Sabarmati. Rises in Aravalis. Sabarmati rises in Aravalis. Debouches in Gulf of Kambat. Debouches in Gulf of Kambat. Next, Mahi. Mahi rises in Vindhyan mountains. Mahi rises in Vindhyan mountains. Rises in Vindhyan mountains. Debouches in Gulf of Kambat. Debouches in Gulf of Kambat. Next heading, other small west flowing rivers. Very small ones. Other smaller west flowing rivers. Other smaller west flowing rivers. Shatrunj. Shatrunji. Vaitarna. Kali Nadi. Bedti. Sharavati. Netravati. Bharatapula. Periyar. Pamba. This Bharatapula is also known as Ponnani. Okay. This is in Kerala. This is in Karnataka. This is in Maharashtra. And this is in Gujarat. Find out. ठीक है? This completes the rivers chapter. Okay? Two things. One, see, factually there is nothing wrong. Visually, whatever diagrams I have done in order to remember from my perspective. Okay? So, don't worry about, sir, you have written Ganga like this, sir, but Ganga is coming like this, sir. Sir, Varda is here, you have written here, sir. Okay? Don't worry about such things. It really doesn't matter. Make the tweaks. Okay? You will not lose IAS because of that. Okay? Don't worry about that subtleties. Okay? The point is, I have given you the formula how to remember the names. Alright? The framework is 95% correct. The 5% corrections you will make because you will not study this blindly. When you are studying this, you will also be looking at the atlas. Correct? So if there is any tweaks, you make those tweaks. I have no issues with it. But this is my way of learning and I have done this roughly, how I can understand. Alright? So whenever I say dams, whenever I say which places, class is not over, 1 second. Okay? Whenever I say dams, whenever I say where it rises, where it flows, those things are not wrong. But when I am showing you the visual representation, that is done by myself. Okay? Because even in atlas, if you look at that, it is very confusing. So what happens, sometimes in my endeavor to simplify the concept, okay, to simplify the concept, I will become presumptuous. That is, I will assume that this will go like this. Okay, so I am not telling that all the visual aids are completely and 100% precise. Because the end game is not about being precise. The end game is about, when I tell you Ganga river system, you should close your eyes and visualize that. Okay, how I am able to remember so many names is, I practice that visual aids. If you are trying to memorize everything through literature, you will not recollect everything. Okay, as I told you, if I tell you one river, you should be able to close your eyes and visualize that river in that part of India. Okay, that is why read the rivers keeping India as your reference point. You should not read rivers mechanically. You are getting this? So Brahmaputra river systems, okay, when you close your eyes, the entire visual aid should come. Why do you think you remember the stories of movies? Okay, the reason is because of the visuals. Correct? This also follows the same logic. Alright, and this visual aid is not useful only in geography. You can use it in any subject you want to. Okay, if you know the art of using visuals, you can compress 100 sheet notes into just 20 sheets or 10 sheets. Okay, I'll just give you a demonstration. See. Look at this. This one thing itself will give you the entire story of Bhakti. Okay, it starts from 8th to 9th century. Two branches come. One is Vedantic philosopher, Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Vallabhacharya and Ramanujacharya. On this side comes Alvars and Nayanars. Ramanujacharya fuses Bhakti with Vedantic philosophy and Ramananda carries it to North India. At North India, the branches is three: Kabir in Central India, Guru Nanak Western India, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Eastern India. From Eastern India, Shankara Deva carries it into. Alright, now write just three points on everything. Okay, the entire Bhakti system is done in only one page. But this will not happen. What you will do is, for Bhakti only you will have this much fat book to read. After that comes Sufi, after that Buddhism, Jainism, everything it will stack up only for 4 concepts. You are reading entire 400 pages of book. This is not a viable strategy. Okay, don't follow the strategy. Alright, learn always to simplify whatever you read into simplified format. See, when you scale it down, accuracy will reduce, but let it reduce, it doesn't matter, but simplification is very important. Got it? So always make sure that you bank on your visual aids. Okay, this is the importance of it. So this is the last topic of the day. Alright, 2 things. One, the major and minor minerals and strategic minerals. I will share this in your Telegram group in a week, not tomorrow only. In a week, I will try to collect it and share it. The places in use, I will share the document of places in use 1 month before prelims in your Telegram group, because I have to compile it. Okay, these two things I will share it in the Telegram. See, minerals, whatever conventional minerals are there, I have fused it in physical setting. It may be iron ore, it may be bauxite. I have tried to fuse it there, but there are new minerals coming up, like rare earth elements, strategic minerals. So those things you have to learn a little bit specific. So I'll give you the data. But again, to buy out those things very easily, you should know physical settings very well. So make sure that you practice them perfectly. Okay. The last topic is Indian mapping. Okay. Now, how to deal with those questions where they ask you draw a line, which states come, or if you travel from this state to that state, how many states is the overall from Kohima to Kottayam, how many states are there? Or if they ask you, Telangana is here, how many states are bordering them? Such questions, okay, if you want to get them very easily, you have to know how to do this, okay. You practice it here, you go home and practice, I don't know, but this is very, very important that the moment you get the paper, the question paper, prelims paper, in the first 10 seconds, this should be done there. You should have gotten the competency to do it in 10 seconds. By the time you get the question paper at the back, you can do it. It's exercise, so you can definitely do it. So do it in the first 10 minutes. Okay. Karnataka, Telangana, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, sorry. Okay, this art should be learned. Sorry. Yeah, this is Meghalaya. ठीक है, Maharashtra. ठीक है. All right. This art should be learned in 10 seconds. Let them ask anything now, and it should be in scale. See, this is where this is a little programmatic. Chhattisgarh will have border with Andhra Pradesh. Okay, this is where you will get a little tricky. Be careful. And this part. Okay, this part will get a little tricky. Himachal Pradesh shares its border with Haryana. Okay, these two places are a little tricky. Okay, if you take care of these two places, here as well as here, the Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Odisha and Andhra Pradesh, rest all is very easy. Jharkhand? Yeah, ठीक है. No, I had done this roughly. I'll show you how I will do. I'll show exactly how I will do. If you want, you can follow it. If you create your own way of doing it, that's also good. Okay, I'll just show you. This was done only to show you the demonstration. I will do it. You can do it along with me. Okay. First is Karnataka. Okay, still drawing the India map. See, when you are drawing India map, just be careful on two things. If I draw like this, a line, it is not a V. Don't draw a V. Okay, the V should fall this side. Okay, it is not exactly V. Okay, you draw like this and you move like this. Okay, that is one thing you should keep in mind. The second thing is, this should always be in line. This Saurashtra should be in line with Tripura and Mizoram. Okay, these two things you keep, automatically the diagram will become, you'll start doing better diagram. Okay, just two lines. One, the V should fall to the left of this line, and the second is this should be in the straight line. Okay, for now it is okay. Don't worry about the perfection. Learn the methodology. If you go and practice, you'll get an hang of it. Okay, learn how to do it. We'll start. Okay, the first is Karnataka, Kerala, okay, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, okay, West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, Jharkhand, okay, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, got it? Next, this is Maharashtra, this is Gujarat, okay, this is Madhya Pradesh, okay, this is Rajasthan, alright. What I do here is, first I draw Uttarakhand, then I draw Haryana, got it? Then I draw Punjab, then I draw Himachal Pradesh, and finally J and K. So this becomes UP, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, okay. Northeast is easy. This is Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal, Manipur, Nagaland, Doesn't touch? It doesn't touch, is it? ठीक है, ठीक है. Okay. This is Assam, Arunachal, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura and Meghalaya. Come on. No Goa, no party. ठीक है. Your Goa. In 10 seconds, you just practice some 5-6 times, you'll get an hang of it. Okay, but this helps you solve a lot of questions. Okay, any Indian place, if you get confused, you just look at this, you'll get an hang of it. Got it? Okay, so this ends the APEC classes of geography. Okay, so so basically, see, this is the first. Once you develop this, just look at the capitals. Okay, keep looking at the capitals, then you will get an hang of it. Okay, but for that you have to learn this first. All right. So this completes the APEC geography classes. I will share those documents in Telegram. But the only one thing what I need you to do is you don't have to refer any other sources. Keep repeating the same source again and again. I've told you, overall the subject should be studied horizontally. All right. Only you start solving a lot of question papers of geography. After revising this 2-3 times, start solving the questions of geography. MCQs. Take any question paper and solve. What you will enrich in the notes should always overlap with the themes that I've given you in the first class. Okay. Don't start dumping everything into your notes that is new to you. Okay, because you should not go vertical on everything that you study. Horizontally, you have all the concepts in the notes. Okay, vertical is, let us say, there is one more river that you got to know that I have not taught. Since rivers is a theme, enrich it. Okay, or for example, there is one more, let us say, a place that is in news that I have not told you. Enrich that in the notes. Only those things you will go vertical, which is thematic in UPSC Prelims, that is, which is repeated in UPSC Prelims. Otherwise, don't dump facts in your notes. Okay, this is more than enough. Okay, guys. So thank you so much. You have been really very coordinating. Okay? The point is, I have never pushed students to that much what I have pushed you people. So you people have good heart. So I hope to see you people. I mean lion heart, not good heart. Okay? So I hope to see you people in mains. All right. Thank you so much. All the very best.